Hey, welcome to Traffic Keys. And I've got a question for you. Does your high make you money? My high makes me money. Today, we're going to be talking about your high. This may be one of those things that some of you may say, why are you talking about this? What does this have to do with SEO? What does this have to do with traffic? And what does this have to do with bringing eyeballs to my website? And the reality is, here's what it has to do with bringing eyeballs and traffic to your website. Everything we're talking about is all about communication. Communication, communication, communication. Learning to communicate. So, if you're joining me on Facebook right now, do me a favor, hit that heart button and put hashtag live in the comments. If you're on YouTube and you're seeing this, hit that subscribe button after you listening to me if this makes any kind of sense to you. And if you're here because you're a business owner and you're trying to drive more traffic to your website, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Traffic Keys. I am Atiba, and today we're talking about high. Yes, two letters, H-I, high. How often do you say that a day? Probably quite a bit. You may say hi quite a bit. But let me ask you a question. How often do you say hi randomly to random people, to strangers? It's funny because it's Mailbag Monday, and I'm talking about my high. Because the question that came in, and this is actually from my son, so it's not one of your questions, but this was from my son yesterday. We were in the grocery store, and he just mentioned that you just say hi to everybody, and you just talk to everybody. Why? Why? And the key, guys, is I'm always practicing. That's why my high makes me money. I am always practicing communicating to people. Now, a lot of people think I'm this big social butterfly, and I'm not. I'm really not. I'd rather not say anything to anyone, but I do it, and I force myself to, because those highs, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Those little things that force communication give me practice. They give me practice over and over and over and over again. And I'm learning in those little microcosms of communication, little things about communicating to different people and how different people react. Sound familiar? Sound like working on your personas? Yes, that's what it's all about. It's learning to communicate. That's what all of this is about. You're in business and you thought that you got into business because you were going to do X, make widget A, or have this service. No, no, no. You got into business and it's all about communication. 100%. It's all about communication. Those of us who communicate the best have the most success in business. And most of us aren't communicating well to our customers because we don't have enough practice. Now, if that's you, put practice in the comments for me. Okay? Put practice. Say, I need practice in the comments. That's so many of us, and I see it in businesses and in business people all the time, that you need practice talking to people and communicating. Because in those moments, the stakes aren't very high. If you fumble over your words when you're saying hello to the cashier at the grocery store, or if you fumble over your words when you and somebody else are looking at spaghetti on the shelf and trying to decide what to buy, or what have you, if you're fumbling in those moments, then you're also going to fumble in the important moments when you're with your client, when you're attempting to make a sale. That's why my high makes me money. I'm constantly practicing the art of communicating and talking to people and getting to know people and finding out little things. Because when I say hi to you, I don't just say hi and move on. I don't just say hi, how are you, and move on. It's taking time, and I'm admonishing you to take this time too. It's taking time that when I say hi, how are you, I'm then also going to look for something about them, some sort of commonality with me, something that we can talk about, something that even that they may be going through. Right? If they're sitting there and I was, again, this story came from something that happened in the grocery store yesterday. If they're sitting there and they're looking at two different types of pasta and trying to decide which one, right? I may say, "Hey, how you doing?" As I'm looking for my type of pasta, and they say, "What kind of dish are you making?" Yeah, and we look for those little things. Why? Because when we talk to our customers, that's what we have to do. We have to be able to listen. We have to be able to recognize that inner pain that they're in, the thing that they're not actually willing to tell us that's going on, but they give clues to. We've got to be able to hone in on those things because, as we know, when we solve their inner pain, their inner problem, they are more likely to buy. And I practice this every day, all day long. And guess what, guys? I still screw up in the pressure of the moment of actually making a sale, yeah, I still screw up. Okay? I still screw up. And I practice all the time. How often are you practicing? How often are you really trying to say hi and create even just a 30-second conversation with a random person? How often? Trust me. Trust me on this. Try it out. Give yourself a week. Try it out for a week. And then you'll start to see how much more comfortable you feel in those scenarios of talking with people and trying to ascertain what's going on with them, something that you can comment on, something that even maybe that you could even help them with in that moment, a way that you can even serve them with your comment in that moment. Try it out for a week. See how much easier it gets over the course of the week, but most importantly, watch how it translates when you're talking to your prospective customers. Watch how it translates. So, guys, that's it for today. Wanted to talk to you about your hi. Say hi to people. How does this relate to traffic and driving traffic to your website? Well, guess what? If we drive traffic to your website, but then you cannot close the sale because you can't talk to them, what was the point? What the heck was the point? So, anyway, again, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and like this video. Love to, if you've got a comment or a thought, love to hear what that is. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so that you can get more of my content when it comes out. And I will see you guys tomorrow.